Now, it's been a while since you've seen us in here in the laundry room. This really has been a labour of love. But between us going out to work for other people and trying to get work done in here, it's been quite difficult. But I've got a week off now from work. I start a new project next week. But this week, I really want to work with this room. And the bread oven is where we're going to start. So, the bread oven. You may wonder why I've got a hopper in my hands, but it will all become clear in a few moments. Now, I don't know if you remember what this looked like back in the beginning, but we've done a bit of work on it. We worked on the front part to stabilise that, put some new stones in the top to make a nice flat surface here, and I started to prepare this side. Now, the right-hand side is really precarious. That's why I left that for now. I must get rid of this wire. This wire's got to go down the back because I'm going to have a light in there. But I've got a lot of work to do on this side. Now, Ted made me a former for this, but it was too pointed. It didn't really give me the right shape, hence the hopper. Now, we got this for my grandson when he came over, and I'm sure he won't mind me borrowing it. And no, I'm not going to get on it and give you a little example of what it's for. I'm sure you all know, because I'd never get back up again. But I think this will give me the perfect shape. Put in there, I'm going to put a couple of bricks underneath it to lift it up a bit. And that hopefully will give me my nice shape there, rounded shape to be able to work across. Now I've got 1 week for this because the next project starts in a week, which we're working away on. It will be quite fun actually because we're bunking down in somebody else's house and camping out again whilst we get some work done, which I'll tell you more about later. But for now, let's get on and see if we can get this done by the end of the week. Fingers crossed. You can come out for now. Okay, so I've done as much as I could do now for one day. I've got to let it dry and stabilise. You've got to do this bit by bit because I'm now starting to bring the curve in on the bread oven, which means that side needs to be completely stable for me to be able to have the weight put on top of it to start bringing it in. So quite frustrating because I've got the cement mixer going, I've got all afternoon. So Instead, I'm going to leave that to dry, come back to it tomorrow, but there's a little bit of floor that I need to get done that never got finished. So I'm going to work on that. Let's go and have a look. Okay, so the stone floor that I laid in finishes here. So it means I've got this small bit here to do. Maybe a small bit, but it does take some time because it means I've got to go and find the right types of flat stone over on the land. So yeah, time to go out, just see what I can pick up and see if I can get this finished by the end of the day. That would be a real result. Let's go for it. Okay, so I went over on the land and there was a lot of flat pieces, but really big. And at the moment I've got a shoulder injury, so I just couldn't lift them. So instead I remembered that I've got a whole pile of stone here that came out of the floor in the barn. Now you don't have to have flat pieces. If they're slightly rounded, it doesn't matter. However, if you can have one at least flat side, it will make it a lot easier for laying the floor. And at the moment, easy sounds good, and also the barn is a lot closer to where the laundry room is. Makes it even better. Quite nice flat pieces here actually. Oh, nearly landed on my foot. Okay, I think I've got enough here. Get the wheelbarrow, get these back, start putting them in. Okay, so I like to lay them out first, just to see whether I've got enough stone really. Get all the stone in first, that's the heavy stuff done. And then I need to go and start mixing up. I said just a little bit here, but it's 4 barrow loads of stone and it's 32 degrees outside. Really hot. I know you people from Florida and places like that are going to go, that's not hot. But when you're trying to work in it, it's very difficult. Anyway, time to go mixing up. Let's get this stone floor in and get that finished. Okay, so I've come back today and brushed back this part of the wall and it's looking really good now. Now it's time to start trying to bring it round so it joins together and repair this top part, which I think is just going to be a bit of trial and error. A lot of cutting up of tiles, breaking tiles, and yeah, just seeing how it goes. So, time for another mix. Don't know if you can see here, I've uncovered a lot more of the top of the bread oven, but it's really precarious. I'm having to be really careful of getting the old mud out and trying not to move them before I can get some mortar in, just to stabilise them a bit more. So I think actually where I was going to continue working on the right side, I think I need to perhaps work on this bit and just stabilise this a bit more. So I'm just gently trying to get enough space in between the old tiles to be able to get some mortar in there and stabilise them. Okay, so the problem I've got, the only thing holding this top part together is the mud that's compacted in over the years. That they obviously built it with, clay and mud, but it's just crumbling, and I need to dig out enough mud to be able to get enough mortar in to stabilise it, because obviously if you only put a thin layer of mortar in, it will just break. So every time I try to brush out enough mud and clay to get mortar in there, a tile falls and a bit more breaks off. So I'm really going to have to do this bit by bit, let it go off. So I think it's going to take quite a long time, because I'm just going to have to keep coming back each day. Now the worst part is that I'm only using a small bit of mortar. So I'm going to have to start mixing just small amounts by hand and doing it day by day. So I don't think you'll get to see it finished this week, but let's see how much we can get done. As it works out, I didn't get that far. After a couple more hours of working on this bread oven, it just seemed to be collapsing every time I built up one area, another area would collapse. What I needed to do was find some sort of rebar to be able to hold it all together. So I had to call on Ted for his advice. Right, look, because it's just, I can't, so I need it to go from this bit to this bit across there.
It has to be a curve, does it?
It doesn't have to be, no. But I do have this that was in there.
Well, I can cut that. I can cut that with a grinder.
Yeah.
So what do you want it to do? Do you want it to be flatter than that? Do you want it to be like that?
Yeah, I need it to go from here to go in there to there. So it doesn't actually, I suppose,
doesn't have to be
curved.
Just has to be straight, and that's enough.
Yeah.
That will be enough, will
Yeah.
it? Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's your grinder?
Right, let's see. I need to take this one out.
Drop it down. That's straight. Yeah, they said it's so much better.
Okay.
Yeah? Is that going to be alright though?
Yes, thank
well,
you.
I've got the other bit.
No, that'll be perfect, thank you, baby.
Right, okay.
So the weekend has come to an end, and so have I, to be honest with you. I'm completely at my wit's end, and I think I need to walk away from this for a bit and have a rethink, and maybe you guys can help. The hopper failed. The metal strip failed. And most of the bread oven started to just collapse every time I touched it. I just don't know what to do to make this former. Now, let me show you in depth. And if you can come up with an idea, that would be great. Let's bring you a bit closer. Okay, so the problem I have, it's kind of all of it really, but this bit here to try and make it into a circle. Now, these, I don't know if you can see that, look. Oh, see, every time you touch something, it starts to collapse, and it's trying to build it up and move away from it so that it stabilises. Now, this was fine for the front part. However, as you can see, the bricks go downwards. So every time I tried to use this, I lifted it up a bit with bricks underneath. But every time I tried to use it, all the bricks did was just fell down the back. And there's a big space in there. So I'm not really sure what I could use. I suppose unless I got one of those really big, like beach balls, the gigantic beach balls, and put in there and blew it up in there, maybe. I don't really know. I don't know. Have a think about it and see if you can come up with anything for me. Because at the moment, every time I put another brick in, another one falls. So, I really just don't know. There is one other solution. As much as I really wanted to save this, the other solution would be that we actually remove all of this top part of the bread oven and just keep the circular bottom part. I don't know, what do you think of that? I don't know whether that would be a lot better, and then just make this look nice and have something on here. I don't know. It's over to you guys. But anyway, the weekend hasn't been a complete failure because I have finished the floor eventually. Let's go take a look. So, this was the last bit of floor. Now, I don't know if you remember when we started this project, we had the entire space to lay the stone floor, and it has certainly been a labour of love. I have to say, I am so proud of the stone floor in here. It's a bit like when me and Charlene and Ted did the boot room. That was the first stone floor we ever laid, and that was hard work. But this is a massive project compared to that. And just lugging the stones and finding the right stones is a feat in itself. But I'm really pleased with it. I've literally this morning come in and given it a light brush back. It still needs another brush back and a clean. But I am rather chuffed with it, I have to say. I do think it looks rather spectacular, and it means now that everywhere around the top of the cave is done, which means that I can then, next time I have a bit of time, concentrate on the top of the cave. So, as I've mentioned before, next week we start a new project at Frankie and Rich's down in Conflon. Now, it's about an hour and 20 minutes from here, and we've got quite a large project to do on their newly purchased French farmhouse. So we'll go down, take a look, and I'll give you a look around it, show you what sort of work we're going to be taking place there, and then you can follow the journey of us on the My Menu on Tour section of our channel. And it's going to be quite good fun, because we've decided, instead of doing the 2-hour 30-minute round trip driving, that we will be able to camp out at Frankie and Richard's, and then that means that we can work longer hours. So we're going to be doing a bit of camping out, which will be fun, and that starts next week. So this will have to wait a bit longer. Any ideas? Please put them in the comments, because I really need your help on this one. I'm really stumped at what to do with it. Anyway, take care everyone, we'll see you all soon. Love to all.